6 months after the breach of the Capitol, the clearest picture we have of what actually happened comes from this incredible New York Times video investigation. It takes us through the events of January 6th moment by moment. It shows exactly how the insurrectionists got inside the building.
The Capitol is now surrounded. Rioters haven't made it inside yet, but around the time that the mob on the east pushed forward, rioters on the west were making a pivotal move. This scaffolding was erected for the upcoming inauguration of Joe Biden. It covers a staircase that gives direct access to an upper level, and dozens of doors and windows. 3 police lines guard that route. But at ground level, officers are so overwhelmed that just a few cover this crucial access point. Several Proud Boys see the weakness.
These are real stairs. Scattered over here. Stairs are right there. Head over.
Proud Boys start fighting the police, and with others in the mob, they push through the line. Over several minutes, it's a brutal fight on these steps. At one point, the rioters are held back. But they make a final push up the flight of stairs. At the top, they scuffle again with a small group of officers, who give in after barely a minute.
Stop following orders! Stop! No, we're right!
The mob now has direct access to Capitol entrances.
I can't believe this is reality. We accomplished this.
And hundreds more protesters below surge forward.
Let's go! Seize the doors!
It's utter mayhem, and it's about to get worse. The scene is being filmed from countless angles, allowing us to piece together, moment by moment, what comes next. Proud Boy Dominic Pizzola uses a police shield he stole to bash in a window. And at 2:13 p.m, the Capitol is breached. Michael Sparks, a Trump supporter from Kentucky, is the first person inside. A police officer seems unsure of what to do and backs off. Sparks is followed by Proud Boys and other far-right extremists, one carrying a Confederate flag, another armed with a baseball bat. When rioters break open the locked doors, hundreds more rush in.
One of the lead reporters of that incredible piece, which you really, really have to watch, Evan Hill, the New York Times Visual Investigations team, joins me now. Evan, first of all, it's exceptional work. I don't even quite understand how it exists. So maybe first just describe to me, how were you able, it feels like there was a documentary film crew that had deployed to film this, but that's not what happened. How did you get all this footage and then put it together?
I think that what you said is true. It feels like we did have a documentary film crew there, and we called it the most well-filmed, well-documented insurrection in history, and we were just able to take advantage of the hundreds of different phones, rioters, insurrectionists filming themselves in real time from hundreds of different perspectives. That amount of information actually was almost too much for us. And one of the big heaves of this project was, how do we organize and put all of these pieces of footage together, and that documenting that and spreadsheeting that and logging it according to its time and where it was filmed was half of this project, if not more. And then, of course, we had to start putting together a narrative of how this actually occurred.
One thing that becomes clear in your documentary that wasn't clear to me before is that there really is a relatively small, organized cadre of folks, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, who are at every key moment instigating and penetrating these defenses, and then that sort of swells the mob forward, who then get kind of imbued with this kind of, lust for conflict or whatever, but that they're instigating in almost every key moment.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think that the makeup of the mob was one of the interesting aspects of this investigation, which was that, yes, there were very well-organized right-wing extremist groups in this crowd at the key moments, pushing forward, identifying locations in the police line that were weak, stealing police shields, but that actually the majority of the mob was made up of, for a lack of a better word, radicalized Trump supporters acting individually or making decisions individually, but then becoming part of a mob and being rallied by extremist groups such as the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, 3%ers.
I want to show the footage about Roseanne Boyland, who lost her life on that day. She was overrun, she was trampled to death, apparently, and I had never really understood what happened to her until this section of the documentary that you put together. Take a listen.
Roseanne Boyland, a Trump supporter who has been swept up by QAnon conspiracies, is moving toward the door. But amid the scrum, she collapses and is lying unconscious beneath the mob. As the crowd sarcastically chants a Black Lives Matter slogan, Boyland's friend, Justin Winchell, tries to pull her to safety. He screams for help. But instead, fellow rioters trample over Boyland and charge at the police again. Boyland will be pronounced dead at a local hospital in the evening.
I found that so profoundly upsetting to see her friend there sort of yelling for help and also understanding the utter chaos and mayhem that would lead to that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I worked on that one, and it was one of the most upsetting things that I had to watch during this investigation. And you can imagine we saw hundreds of hours of pretty disturbing footage. Roseanne Boyland was a 34-year-old from Georgia who had gotten into QAnon and gone to the Capitol. And you can see her there kind of just getting sucked into that tunnel, which became one of the worst scenes of violence that day. And when she emerged, she was unconscious. The medical examiner's office said that she died of a amphetamine overdose, and we investigated that as well. But clearly, I think the conditions of that mob contributed to it, and her fellow rioters really showed no effort to stop their attack on police while she was lying there on the ground.